Beta Ray Bill was created by legendary comic book writer and artist Walt Simonson for 1983's Thor issue number 337. Simonson said that he wanted to do something new and fresh for the Thor title that he was coming onto. He designed Beta Ray Bill to break the rules that comic book creators had set up before. He looks like a monster, but he is actually our hero. Let's talk about Beta Ray Bill. Before we do, let me say thank you for watching the channel, whether it's your first time here or you're back for more. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss the content we upload just like this each and every week. Let's jump right into the story. Simonson's approach was a fantastic way for the medium to grow beyond its predetermined set of notions that had come before. Walt said that Beta Ray Bill was originally going to be called Beta Ray Jones, but decided against Jones because there are, a lot of Jones already. And he's right. There's Rick Jones, Jessica Jones, Reno Jones, Tom Jones, Indiana Jones. The list goes on. Anyway, he decided upon the Stan Lee alliteration approach and chose the all-too-common last name Bill. But it, too, was deliberate. Simonson's idea was that an everyman, anyone, can pick up Mjolnir as long as they are worthy. Beta Ray Bill's first appearance in comic books, as I said, is with 1983's The Mighty Thor, issue 337 through 340. In the issues, a frail and crippled Dr. Donald Blake is picked up by Colonel Nick Fury, director of S.H.I.E.L.D., and brought to a helicarrier. There, Agent Sitwell told them of an experimental probe powered by a warp core that had sent an image back to S.H.I.E.L.D. of a mysterious vessel that sucked up the life and energy out of an entire star on its way by it. The vessel, traveling at several times the speed of light, was headed directly for our solar system. Blake slammed his cane on the ground to change into Thor, God of Thunder, and he flew up into space to intercept the mysterious cosmic vessel. And it turns out the ship, named Scuttlebutt, is sentient, and that it contained a mysterious passenger stowed away in a cryo chamber. Thor walked up to the crystal-like cold sleep chamber as Bill's hand smashed through the shell and grabbed Thor by the face, and a monstrous, mysterious cybernetic being rose up and said, "I am called Bill, Beta Ray Bill." And the two powerful characters fought a ferocious fight, Thor thinking Bill a monster and Bill thinking Thor part of Surtur's demonkind. Bill's ship was severely damaged, and so it was forced to land on the third rock from the sun, Earth. Thor dropped his hammer and he reverted back to Blake, which allowed Bill to quickly overcome him, and the hammer reverted to a cane which Bill picked up in the midst of the crashed ship. He smashed the stick on a surface nearby, and thus Beta Ray Bill transformed into the next Thor. And Bill, thinking the Earth was full of demons, got ready to destroy it all. And right then, Odin showed up in the wind and the rain and fury of thunder and lightning to cast away Thor back to Asgard. Bill fought through the gods of Asgard, cutting a bloody path that led right to Odin himself. Odin caught Mjolnir as Bill threw it at him, but the situation was quickly diffused as they both realized that they might have misread the situation. Odin called Donald back to Asgard and they began to talk, Bill accepting Odin's hospitality and confidence that the Asgardians are not, in fact, demons. Odin told Bill the tale of Asgard, of its lineage, and the fact that Bill is the first outside of the Asgardian pantheon to lift the hammer. And in turn, Bill told him the story of Beta Ray Bill. He came from an ancient and noble race called the Korbinites, from the heart of a galaxy from time immemorial. They built their cities on rock and roll. Okay, no they didn't, but they built them in what he called the burning skies. And after centuries of peace, the core of the galaxy exploded, destroying much of the Korbinite civilization. Their leaders chose Bill to be the guardian of Exodus. They took a ferocious carnivore and bioengineered it into a weapon, and then they took Bill's soul and transferred it into the body of their new monstrous warrior. It would later be revealed that it wasn't as simple as being chosen like in a lottery. No, Bill had to compete against thousands of others in tests of power and endurance. He had to pass psychological tests and endure unbearable pain of the procedure. Many other experiments were tried and failed before Beta Ray Bill. His transformation made his own people look away from him, even as he sought to save them. It's a source deep within Bill of immense melancholy, for his journey has been one of honor, forged in the fires of his own pain. And as he left on the Scuttlebutt with a massive armada of 10,000 ships, they were attacked by a swarm of demons who were called forth by Surtur himself. Bill raced ahead to find sanctuary where they could hide and live, and that's when he ran into Thor and Earth, and that's why he thought that they might be demonkind as well. Odin's problem now was that both his son and Bill had valid claims to Mjolnir, and so he said it would be settled by combat. And the two fought bravely, and with indescribable force. The fury of their blows was cataclysmic. The battle rendered them both unconscious, but Bill awoke and picked up Thor just as they were about to tumble over a waterfall of molten lava, and this just as Odin brought them back before his throne. Bill had proven himself worthy. He won, but didn't want to take the hammer from Thor, and so he asked for Odin's help to find a solution. So, in the fiery forges of Nidavellir, with magic and enchantments in the precious metal Uru, Eitri of the dwarves created a new hammer for Bill, a hammer called Stormbreaker. Thor summoned his chariot, pulled by his mighty steeds, Tooth Gnatcher and Tooth Grinder. He, Bill, Lady Sif, and Thor traveled into the cosmos to meet the demons, and they fought the demons, and they pushed them back and defeated the source. And his people went on to search for a new home, a new Korbin. Back in Asgard, Bill discovered that his Stormbreaker could transfer him back to his Korbinite pre-bionic self, and so he remained an ally to Thor and to Asgard, and especially Lady Sif from that day on. When Odin would battle Surtur in issue 349, he summoned Beta Ray Bill to his side, and with him came his new companion, Lady Sif. They had a romance where she fell in love with Bill, but it was a platonic love, as she clarified to Baldur the Brave in issue 442. But in issue 363, he battled Curse, with a K, a dark elf imbued with the power of the Beyonder. In the 1990s, Beta Ray Bill showed up in Silver Surfer, along with a lady named Ganymede, to stop the villainous Tyrant. They, along with Terex, Gladiator, and Morg, were held at first in Tyrant's vessel, called the Fortress, but it was Jack of Hearts, of all people, who freed them. In Thor 461, Thor was driven mad by Valkyrie. She told him that he was being punished by Odin, making him the crippled Donald Blake and the blundering Eric Masterson, and giving an alien an enchanted hammer similar to his own power. He was driven mad with rage in a fury called the Warrior's Madness. Lady Sif went to Beta Ray to ask for help, and so the two warriors fought once again. It was blood and thunder, Oath Brother against Oath Brother, and the story swept through the pages of Silver Surfer, the Mighty Thor, and the Warlock Chronicles. And in Silver Surfer 86 and 87, Bill had to team up with Thanos and Adam Warlock to take down Thor. At first he defended Asgard from the Infinity Watch, though, and sought to protect Thor until his madness subsided. Around this time, Beta Ray Bill was part of the Thor Corps, along with a future Thor named Dargo and Eric Masterson as Thunderstrike. They had to take down Demon Staff along with Zarko the Tomorrow Man. In Mighty Thor series, which started in the year 2000, Thor tried to stop the cycle of life and death that Asgard faces endlessly, but his very efforts ended up bringing about the thing he thought to protect against, Ragnarok. Bill tried to help the Asgardian people, but Thor sent him away, for it's not Bill's destiny to die in Ragnarok. So he did go away in disbelief that his Asgardian friends were now dead, and headed back to his homeworld. In 2005's Stormbreaker, the saga of Beta Ray Bill by Dan Berman, the people of New Korbin, which is where Beta Ray Bill's people, the Korbinites, settled, wanted a new champion now that Bill had left them. It was revealed that his people actually made an Alpha Ray before Beta Ray. An Alpha Ray was a fearsome warrior, but highly unstable and lacking a soul. When Beta Ray showed up, he fought Alpha Ray, and the people of New Korbin called up Alpha Ray to help defend against a fallen god named Ashta, who turned out to be Galactus. Beta Ray fought Galactus' herald named Stardust right in front of the Devourer of Worlds, and Galactus actually ended up eating New Korbin, and Bill's sentient ship, Scuttlebutt, rescued him. After Civil War, a lot of powered criminals headed to Canada. In response, a team like Alpha Flight was created, called Omega Flight, and Bill was on Earth in the body of Simon Walters at the time, named after Walt Simonson. Simon ran into the wrecking crew and transformed back into Beta Ray Bill. And there was a portal to the realm of the Great Beast where Beta Ray battled the demonic horde of Surtur once again. The fight ended up in Toronto, where Omega Flight teamed up with Beta Ray for the battle. Later, during Secret Invasion, the Skrulls took Stormbreaker from him and gave it to a Super Skrull named Godkiller. It took the Warriors 3, Bill and Thor, to take down Godkiller, and they did it by dropping Asgard on top of her. In Beta Ray Bill, God Hunter, Bill sought out Galactus for destroying the Korbinite's second world, New Korbin. His quest to destroy Galactus rendered him unworthy of the hammer. Bill eventually found Galactus, but he was already under attack. He ended up saving Galactus, who, as a way to say thank you, made him a mate in the body of Tiasha Ra. He also won his worthiness back. In 2010, in a story called The Thanos Imperative, Bill had to join up with Nova, travel into the Cancerverse, a nasty alternate dimension full of fearsome, deranged versions of the Earth 616 heroes. He joined Ronan, Silver Surfer, Gladiator to form a team called the Annihilators. It was an immensely powerful team that met a space knight named Icon, and together they fought Dr. Dread, Dire Wraith, and even Immortus. And then in Earthfall, had to try to stop Magus from being reborn. In 2013, Beta Ray Bill was reunited with the Shield Maiden of Asgard, Lady Sif, in the pages of Journey into Mystery. In the book, Bill's mate Tiasha Ra died, as they reunited on a sentient AI ship that was supposed to be a deep space monitoring station for the Avengers running on Stark Tech. The ship merged Tiasha's body with Scuttlebutt and turned Gaia into a plant monster. Eventually, Tiasha was reborn, although Scuttlebutt, at least for a while, lived inside of her. In the 2014 Nova series, Beta Ray Bill was summoned after a black Nova apparently attacked Bill's ship while he was away. And it turns out that it was a young Sam Alexander who'd unwittingly helped out some criminals. On Earth, it was Kid Nova versus Horse Thor, but after a brief misunderstanding, they decided to work together. An Inhuman named Medusa had to ask Bill for help to defeat Vox and rescue Black Bolt from the Kree, and he became friends with Lockjaw here, remember that point. And later in 2017's Unworthy Thor by Jason Aaron, Thor deemed himself unworthy, believing when Nick Fury whispered to him Gore was right, that he, along with the other gods, were nothing but pain and suffering on the universe. So he turned away from the mantle. But Bill convinced him otherwise and said that he is truly worthy. The very fact that he give up the hammer to prevent suffering, that selfless act, that sacrifice proved in and of itself that he was worthy. In 2019's Guardians of the Galaxy series, Thanos' brother Eros, also known as Star Fox, called together warriors of the cosmos, the Dark Guardians, including Beta Ray Bill. Thanos had died, his head separated from his body, and his conscience was put into a mysterious someone in the universe. I won't tell you who it was. You gotta read it. It was up to the likes of Beta Ray, Cosmic Ghost Rider, Silver Surfer, Moondragon, Cosmo the Space Dog, Howard the Duck, the Guardian, Wraith, Phyla-Vel, and others to find out who it was and kill them. But as they gathered, Thanos' Black Order attacked with a celestial head known as Nowhere under the command of Hela, and a hole was ripped in the very fabric of space and time, sucking Beta Ray, Silver Surfer, Cosmic Ghost Rider into it. Bill threw Stormbreaker wrapped in the chains of Cyttorak at the Rider, named after Winona Ryder, Star-Lord's new ship, and Groot pulled him out with a few others in tow. So the Guardians of the Galaxy from that point on became Star-Lord, Groot, Phyla-Vel, Moondragon, Cosmic Ghost Rider, and Beta Ray Bill. He was heavily featured in the series, and even fighting Gamora, who'd been the one to separate Thanos' head from his body and was their first suspect. And for the hunt, Bill called forth the Inhuman's greatest pet, a bloodhound. Yep, you guessed it, a dog named Lockjaw, his friend from their battle against Vox. In Donny Cates' 2020 Thor run, Thor became a Herald of Galactus. Herald of Thunder he was called, and battled his oath brother Beta Ray Bill. Bill with Mjolnir and Thor beating back the Black Winter with Stormbreaker in hand battled the most ferocious battle of their lives, with even Lady Sif and Loki showing up to stand against Thor. And so we leave our story in the midst of global pandemic, with Beta Ray surely to be an ongoing driver of Marvel stories much longer than COVID will last. And it's foretold that his live-action appearance is inevitable. Beta Ray Bill was in an early draft for Thor Ragnarok, but didn't feel right just yet, Kevin Feige said. He did, however, make it onto Sakaar Tower as one of the former champions. So it's not a question of if, but when Beta Ray Bill will show up. Stay tuned, my friends, and we'll find out together. So there you have it, the complete story of Beta Ray Bill. That's it for this video. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you can be one of the first to know when I upload videos just like this each and every week. I'm Jesse, this is JLS Comics, and I'll see you soon.